right, Munich versus Leverkusen just came off fresh off that game. What's your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I only really saw the second half. Saw the clips of the goals, some bangers, really nice goals. But Bayern dominated the second half. Although they weren't able to convert any of the chances that they got, but Leverkusen was kind of on the back foot for the majority of the second half. They didn't really get much chances, a couple of chances, but nothing really to talk about. So to me, Bayern dominated, but goals win games and they didn't score. So Serge had two beautiful chances early in the second half, hit the crossbar and the left side or right side of the post rather. So, but all in all, not a bad game. Second half was well, as I said, I only saw the second half. It was kind of apart from the few chances, it was kind of boring. But good game, I guess. Two top teams, so I guess evenly matched. So a draw was inevitable, I guess.
Okay, all right, cool. I have a whole different thing, right? So let me be real honest. Apart from those two screamers that came out of nowhere, from Anderk and also Palalvik. Lord, these names, these names. Anyway, right?
Gotta get Eastern European lingo on.
Yeah, boy, I get that in. But anyways, yeah, to me, yes, Bayern Munich dominated, but it's that same type of football that I personally don't like, where you kind of stifle the other team from being able to play, so forcing them into basically playing a lot of defense, and then the other team has a lot of possession of the ball. So Munich had like 69% possession at one point, right? And their recovery rate was like twice the time of Bayern Munich. So like of Bayer Leverkusen. So it took Bayer Leverkusen like about like say 30 seconds to try and recover the possession of the ball, and I was taking Bayern Munich like about 12 seconds. And ideally, what it just did, it just turned the game into a non-spectacle for me. It was just Bayern Munich knock around, try something, Leverkusen lose it, put it long, lose the ball, knock around again. So after a while, to me, the game got boring. I mean, if you're into those kind of tactics, fine, but as a spectacle, to me,
Well, I mean, it was the two top teams in the league right now, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And you expect it to be a bit tactical in the sense of nobody wants to do anything too crazy. Yes, you want to get the goals. Yes, you want to get the win. But was it that Xavi played a bit too? Xavi and Leverkusen played a bit too reserved, or was it that Bayern was just dominating possession of the ball so that Leverkusen, by the time they got the ball, there really wasn't anything. There really wasn't much that they could do because they were always on the back foot. So it's like they had nobody up front to really, I'd say, like we get a quick counter over the cases. What do you think?
No, I think I can't blame Kompany for doing the tactics that they have done. It is a legal tactic. It is the way most teams are playing right now. So kudos to Kompany for setting up Bayern Munich like that to negate the way that Leverkusen usually plays. That's fine. I have no issues in terms of the tactics. I have no issues with that. I'm talking about from a neutral perspective of a person who like football. In other words, I can't show somebody that game and say, yeah, this is football. Well, this is why it's exciting. This is why we just watch football. No. It won't bring anybody to the game. So again, I'm not knocking Kompany for his tactics. I'm just saying that those tactics tend to kill a game because it makes one team have a lot of possession and then the other team has to defend a lot. So in other words, that game was no different from that second half was no different from the second half between Arsenal and Man City. It was basically the same. It's just that Arsenal had no choice because they were down to 10 men.
Right.
So yeah, so to me, I
One
didn't
was
enjoy the
forced
game.
while the other was one was forced while the other was it correct? In terms of like the comparisons now.
To me, both were forced. One was just forced a bit more because they dropped down to 10 men. But those types of tactics, as I say, they push and ensure that the team is pushed back as much as possible that they're going against, rather than a tactic where they give an opportunity for the other team to play football. So that's what I'm saying. To me, it's not a bad tactic. It's just that it's not entertaining unless
Right.
the team that dominates the ball actually scores goals. But
Okay.
as more people do it, as more teams do it, like how Bayern Munich is doing it now, City is doing it. A lot of teams are implementing the same tactics. What is going to happen is that more persons will look at, okay, that's what they want to do. I just sit back with 55 men in the back, right? Um, it would just it would football just boil down to the team who had 70% possession and the other team who had none, and they just hold on for the 90 and whichever minutes.
But I mean, usually sports is a copycat kind of situation in the sense of once teams see a particular team winning with something, everybody decides to follow it and maybe tweak it in their own way, but they tend to follow. It happens in the NBA as well too. So I guess that's what we see now, because before everybody wanted to kind of copy the tiki taka. Now everybody wants to copy this kind of pep brand of football, I guess. And I think we spoke about that in some previous episodes. So
Mhm.
I mean, the tide will shift eventually, where it is somebody will decide that, yeah, we're going to, I go and try this tactic to beat this, and they're going to find success with it. And then people will start to gravitate to that. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time. You can only hope that it doesn't kill the entertainment factor of the game. And who knows? Maybe somebody comes with something soon.
We'll see, but I'm not trying to knock, as I say, what Company did. To me, that was fantastic. What Company did, they played really well. I don't think there was a standout player for either team that like dominated. I would maybe mention Musiala.
All right.
For him in the first half, his dribbles was causing some problems. And if anybody for Bayern Leverkusen I mentioned, I think Grimaldo for me showed up a lot. He played very well defensively, which he doesn't typically have to do often, but definitely he looked very good defensively in terms of keeping most of Bayern Munich attackers out in terms of not being too close to the box. Um, yeah, overall, that's how it was. I mean, if Kane had 5 touches of the ball, he had plenty. I mean,
Yeah, he was kind of
yeah, he
missing.
was. But then again, on the same side, Boniface, he basically had no touches, no major touches either,
He had a,
right?
he had a stinker.
Yeah.
Had a couple
So,
of possessions, lose the balls. Yeah. But on that note, as you keep mentioning Kompany, what's your thoughts on Kompany as a manager in a big club now? Because there were many questions coming into the season about him, and he's 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 had a few games under his belt so far. Some big games, as a
mhm.
matter of fact, some Champions League games, and also this today against the defending champions in Leverkusen. Um, what's your thoughts on Kompany so far for this early part of the season?
I mean, I can't knock him. Bayern Munich has been a very dominant team, both within the German league and so far. I mean, they only played one game so far in Champions League, but I can't knock him for it. They have scored a lot of goals across those. How much games? Maybe like about 6 games in total now, right? And that's across the two. Yeah, that's across the two different games, the two
Yes.
different football title leagues, right? So far so good. I mean, he has the team playing well. Let's see what happens later on in terms of when games are coming faster, when things are a bit more problematic, when you meet bigger opposition. We'll see how things will go then. But so far, I would give, if it's out of 10, I would give Company. So far, 10. There's nothing that has shown that he isn't ready for the job thus far. He looked really good.
Agreed. As I say, he's had them winning. So, and winning trumps everything. So, yeah, I mean, all the question marks he had coming in is, I guess, proven doubters wrong so far because the team is winning and they are scoring, as you rightfully pointed out. So, it's not to say like they're winning like a 1-0 here, a 2-1. They in some cases, they're destroying teams.
Yeah, some
Really?
EAFC scores, some
Yeah.
FIFA 2023 scores.
Right?
Yeah,
So I mean, he's done a good job with the team, and it still remains to see how it ends. But so far, so good for him. As you say, 10 out of 10 so far. More opposition is coming. The games will get a little tighter and stronger. Situations will change in terms of personnel and all these other things. So still to be seen how he deals with any adversity that comes about in the team. But I would say he's doing good so far.
yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. He's doing well. Yeah.
So
I
that's
think we could. Yeah, I think we could end it off there. I don't think there's much more we could really talk about when it comes to this game because there wasn't any big set of highlights, to be quite honest, outside of those two screamers. But yeah, that's it.
and a couple of chances saved against Bayern, but that's about it. It's not much.
Not
Can
much
only hope
at all.
for more excitement in the games on Sunday. We have
Right,
Tottenham Man U.
right.
And then we have the Madrid derby, which
Mhm.
usually has a lot of talking points, good and bad. So
Mostly bad.
we just
Mostly bad. That's be real. Mostly bad.
we are waiting to see what comes about of those two games. You know, there's hopefully there's a bit more goals and excitement on both sides tomorrow.
Agreed. Right, mate. Well, yeah. Peace.
Peace.